Okay, just a kind of an update for our project in progress, the Virtual Boy, as you can see. Got it kind of sprawled out on the table. I'll skip the whole taking the cover off, as that's pretty obvious you're going to take the cover off, but what may not be so obvious is the tools that you'll need. Looks like an ordinary, everyday screwdriver. I actually had to order it from England. It's Nintendo's security bit, and you can't really see that too well. Maybe if I can get a light glare on it there. There we go. But that is the tool, the primary tool required for this. Anything else would be secondary. Once you get the shell opened, this is what it looks like on the inside. You have your game cartridge, which isn't obvious. Right there. That's the slot, the pin connector. What may be interesting about it is its screens. The Virtual Boy operates with mirrors on the inside. See that right there. See, and those mirrors vibrate, which help produce the 3D image that you see. Now, the problem with our Virtual Boy is one of the screens shows nothing but lines through it, as you've seen with the pictures. Well, now that we've got it open, and after a little bit of research, I have determined that the cause of the problem is actually the adhesive of the strip to the screen. And you can always test this by turning the system on after you've got it open. Plug in your controller here, turn it on, pop a game in obviously, turn it on, and take a look at your screen. And then just kind of touch around this area. If you start to see the screen fluctuate, yeah, that's your problem, which is also an easy fix to my understanding. Just had to have the screwdriver to get into it. Welcome to the world of updates. So we've got our system open. There are several components that are movable, playable, and just try to keep everything the way it should be. The only exception is we are going to move this speaker here. That's the right speaker off to the side. I'm not going to disconnect it. I'm just going to let it hang. And I'm going to remove the screen itself with these two Phillips screwdriver screws. You'll also note that there's also hex head screws right there. These screws are the screen's adjustments, and you do not want to play with those. If you mess up the system's adjustments, well, good luck getting that back. So we won't be tampering with those today. But I'm going to remove these two, unplug it from the board, and then we'll take a look at our adhesive. Okay, I went ahead and taken both screens out of my Virtual Boy. I'm going to knock two birds out with one stone, just in case. We're going to do what's called the oven method to repair these. There's many different methods, but this is the one that I've chosen to try. It has the least path of resistance, if you will, and there's not too much to put into it. And if it really is just the adhesive, this will be a quick repair. Now, you're not trying to bake these or incinerate them, so let's be really cautious about it. You want to take just a normal cookie sheet, and let's put some tin foil down on it, lay them face up on the foil, and your oven is actually going to be preheated to 200 degrees. You don't want it any hotter than that. You're really not trying to cook these. You're just trying to melt the adhesive a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in the oven, and I'm going to keep an eye on them until the strips get close to laying flat. Anything more than that, then you're really risking hurting these. Okay, let's pop these in and let's see what we get in a few minutes. Okay, we've got our screens out of the oven, and if you take a look, the strips have mostly laid down. They don't have to be all the way down, but a pretty good decent way. That indicates that they're done. That took maybe about 6 minutes, I would say, depending on your oven. You'd have to watch it, but this is a little bit warm. And all we've really done was melted the adhesive that already exists there, and I'm just going to sit here with my thumbs pressing down on the back side here, allowing the adhesive to grab hold of the board again. And I'm going to hold here for a few minutes and let this cool off. Okay, one last thing before we actually reinstall the screen into the system, and this is optional, but I've seen a lot of repairs with this on it, so I'm going to do the same and recommend it. After you have attached the strip back to the board, let's go ahead and do a little preventive maintenance and prevent that from happening again. And what I've done here is I've just taken a piece of tape. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just a normal piece of everyday tape. And I've wrapped it around both sides. That way the adhesive doesn't come back off of it or whatnot or get jumbled around. It's going to stay pretty secure and attached. So I'm going to go ahead and put this screen back in and fire it up, and let's see what we have. Okay, and as you can see, I've got my screens back in place. I went ahead and inserted a cartridge and plugged up a controller, and we're ready to see if this works. So all I'm going to do is give it some juice with the power switch and give it a listen. Get past all of the title screen, and let's take a look. It's going to be upside down. That's the right, and that's the left. I know it's hard to see and with the lights on, but I wanted to show you. We have a fully functional system again. Made easy. With oven and a tape and a screwdriver from England. Thanks, England. But that's it. You guys, I'm pretty sure if you are in this spot that I'm in, we'll figure out how to put the shell back on, as I didn't even show you how to take it off anyway. That is the end of the Virtual Boy repair. Put the shell back on, put it back on its stand, get a couple more hours of gameplay out of this, and that ends this project in progress. We're going to have to call this one completed. Bing! Thanks for watching.